In this video, I'll tell you about a man who falls through the ceiling during a robbery, foreigner arrested for being part of a syndicate targeting the elderly. I'll tell you about anti-sardines law and the love bus in Cebu, fat folk caught on camera, and a Filipino teen ends his mom for not giving him food, beginning with our peso to USD exchange rate. Right now, $1 equal to 57.2. Here's our main story. Suspect falls from ceiling during police operation. The Davao City Police in the Philippines reported the arrest of a 19-year-old male suspect following a break-in at a private establishment in Juna Subdivision, Quimpo Boulevard on August 21st. The suspect was found hiding in the ceiling and fell during the police search. A bag containing laptops and other electronic items believed to be stolen was recovered. He was positively identified through CCTV footage and brought to the station for proper disposition. The one-time cheap building materials actually pays off. I'm glad they caught him. And could you imagine just like sitting at home watching TV, not knowing somebody's in your house, all up in your ceiling? I know there's been a guy living behind walls at some point. There's like whole movies about it. But yeah, kind of creepy to find out somebody's hiding in your ceiling. Sometimes I get this weird feeling somebody's in the house. I don't know if you guys ever get this. You come and you notice something out of place. You're like, or is this always like this? Then you gotta go check behind every curtain, every single room. And then the Bureau of Immigration in the Philippines has arrested a 50-year-old Japanese national, Daisuke Ikino, in Quezon City. The authorities say he is a suspected member of the criminal syndicate JP Dragon, which is known in Japan for theft and fraud schemes targeting elderly victims. Ikino was arrested at the request of the Japanese government based on warrant issued in Fukuoka Summary Court for theft. He is now detained in Taguig City while awaiting deportation. I found one comment very interesting. Somebody in the comment section of this report said, regardless of whatever he did from his country, he still has a good heart and he shows that to our community. Huh? What? What the fuck? Staying in the Philippines, a 15-year-old boy allegedly ended his own 55-year-old mother after she refused to give him food in Plaridel Town, Misamis Occidental Province on Friday, August 15th. Police found a body 5 days later when neighbors smelled something and arrested the individual. And then a motorist was caught on dash cam performing dangerous on the Marcelo Fernand Bridge on Tuesday evening. In the video, the rider bound for Lapu-Lapu City can be seen recklessly swerving from left to right and weaving across lanes at high speed. This ended in a crash when the rider lost control and skidded in the middle of the bridge. The true definition of FAFO, and I'm glad they caught this on camera to hopefully demonstrate to other people it's not cool, man. You might get really and seriously hurt, but I'm sure no one's gonna listen. Let's stay on the roads in the Philippines. At least 5 MPUVs, so jeepney drivers in Cebu, were nabbed for violating the DOTR's anti-sardines policy, which limits passengers' capacity to avoid dangerous overloading. The crackdown followed commuter complaints and random inspections by the LTO-7. Gotta love that name, anti-sardines. Speaking of loving names, here's our next story regarding a love bus, which I thought was an orgy, but I was sadly disappointed. The Love Bus Free Ride program, offering free rides from SM Seaside City, Cebu to Talisay City and Anjo World of Mangalanilla, will be launched. That's a hard word to say. Will be launched this morning, August 22nd, with Department of Transportation, Secretary Vince Dizon, Department of Budget Management, and a whole bunch of other people present. Cool, some free rides between those places. Next up, let's go to Pattaya. I guess where else, right? In Pattaya, Thailand, Thai police are searching for 2 Chinese men accused of attempting to kidnap a Thai woman at a villa on August 22nd. The suspect allegedly tied her hands, but she managed to escape and alerted neighbors. When police arrived, the men fled in a white sedan, ramming a patrol motorcycle and a parked car during the getaway. A 20-kilometer chase followed, but they evaded capture using side roads. Investigators are looking into possible motives such as debt or business disputes while reviewing CCTV footage to track the suspects. I wonder which country has more Chinese committing crimes, Thailand or the Philippines. Now, these are the reasons why Chinese people don't come to Thailand. A lot of times, I'm very curious to see what is like Chinese on Chinese crime or Chinese on whatever else crime compared to locals in the Philippines or Thailand or Cambodia or wherever else. Because, I hate to say it, but it's always the same kind of suspects doing all kind of like serious crimes, and usually comes from gambling or debt or some sort of like illegal activity. Anyways, kind of sucks for the country, right? Bad reputation, not good for tourism, and of course in this case a local woman was involved, which was married to a Chinese guy apparently. Let's go back to the Philippines and a feel-good moment. Heo, in Cabancalan, Negros Occidental, Jollibee staff surprised a homeless pensioner who often helps customers park cars outside their branch with a heartwarming party. They invited him inside, gave him balloons, fried chicken, and a cake while cheering and taking photos with him. The touching moment, captured on video, quickly went viral online, with many praising the employees for their kindness. Something very common you'll see in the Philippines, a lot of happy people sharing their love and joy with neighbors, whoever else nearby. Good to see. One of my favorite things about the Philippines actually is, most cases, of course, not every single person, but generally speaking, the vibe, the culture is to respect your elders, which is so nice to see compared to some Western countries, to be honest. So yeah, good to see this homeless person getting a little bit of recognition, and they said he couldn't stop smiling. Someone else that couldn't stop smiling was my goofy ass when I saw this picture. I don't know why, but I always, for something about sports and whatever. Anyway, so Kira Ellis could only be grateful with the support she has been receiving from her mom. Thanks to an endless flow of love and guidance, Ellis has been reaching new heights in her promised career as a triathlete. Yeah, so I bet you don't need a DNA test to tell those two are related. They look pretty similar. I mean, you can see the resemblance. Very quickly, foreign visitors to Japan, total record of 3.43 million in just July, right? In July alone. Whoa, that's amazing. Yeah, Japan. What is happening with my speaking pattern? Let me regroup. Japan continues to see increasing rise in tourism. I was there last month or like a month and a half ago. Honestly, I can't think of a single negative thing as far as the tourists are concerned, except for the fact that the hotels are extremely expensive depending on where you stay, especially in central. Anywhere in Tokyo, I wasn't even very central, and I stayed at the cheapest place and still was the same price as staying a whole month in the Philippines or Thailand for about 3 nights stay. So if you take the hotel out of the question, if you're just going there for tourism, it's amazing. One more thing, actually. One thing that kind of bothered me about Japan was the fact that trash bins are very difficult to find. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess they were never expecting so many tourists. And okay, one more thing. What am I talking about? The only thing that I didn't like was they force you to basically buy a drink in most restaurants. If you don't drink and if you don't want to drink soda, you pretty much just, buddy, put the price on my thing. Just call it a service fee or something. Now I'm forced to drink some soda I don't want or pay an additional like $4 for a beverage that I'm not going to drink. What happened? I thought I was talking about the amazing parts of Japan. So I guess there's a couple of annoyances, but overall, quite the experience, to be honest. It is exactly what people say, what you'd imagine. Overall, a wonderful stay. I had a great time. Let me know if you've been to Japan and what do you think? If not, are you curious to visit? Here's our segment, Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Kraken says, hey, look at that. Deportation works even though some Filipinos have been whining about America enforcing their own immigration laws. World Traveler says, the Michelin restaurant clearly had no proper pricing on the menu, so both the customer and the authorities were in the right. If the menu lists a higher priced crab and the customer chooses that option, then of course they must pay. But shame on the restaurant for presenting a handwritten menu at a Michelin level establishment. Michelin should seriously consider pulling their star to set an example and teach them and others a lesson. I agree. And also, we got to stop putting so much weight on this Michelin star nonsense. I'm pretty sure when it first came out, it made some sense. But these days, I feel like it eventually gets exploited. And then Steve L says, dogs with diapers at the mall. Meanwhile, street dogs and most dogs are treated like dirt, which is the sad reality of life. With everything, life is not fair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.